There. And we'll start with the warm-up, okay? So let's start on your back. Here. Okay, so we'll be in that flat back position, nice and long spine. Feet are flat on the floor, core is tight. Elevate and get a nice strong bridge through the hips as I squeeze my glutes and pull the hips down. Core is tight, press through the floor, and just feel that activation of opening up the hips. Inhale as you pull your hips down to the floor. Exhale as you bridge up to the ceiling. There we go. As you bridge up, think about like pressing your shins to me. You'll keep your feet where they are. Just kind of press your shins forward. So it's up through the hips, and then think shins forward, and you'll feel like a little opening in the hip. Big exhale. Okay, nice. Now keep your right leg bent. Extend your left leg nice and straight. All right, and then point your toe to your face a little bit. Good, and bring your leg up. Feel the stretch in the hamstring. Exhale, and then pull it down like you're chopping wood. And then keep it nice and straight. You don't try not to let it rest on the ground, and just focus on keeping the quads straight. And bring it up. Exhale, and down. Up, exhale, and down. Think about driving through the heel, squeezing your quad. Bye, puppy. Have a good day, okay? See you later. No, Mommy's gonna drive you home. I'll be here. Two more on that side. Well, actually, you're saying your groin was a little tight, so I'll give you a little option here. Give me one more. Okay, so now it's up. Now bring it out. Oh, keep it up. Now bring it all the way up. Okay, now make like a half circle. So bring your leg out to the side. Right. And then bring it back down. And try to keep it nice and straight, and try to get it nice and low to the ground too. Right. Breathe out. There you go. Squeeze your quad. Try to open up more and more. Two more. Nice flat back. There we go. Nice. And then let's switch legs. Let's start off with just the leg chopping. And pushing through the heel. And your goal is to get the leg up as high as you can, but also keep it as straight as possible. Okay, keeping that bone down on the floor. Big exhales, you bring it up. Two more, and then start those big circles. There we go. Squeeze that leg nice and straight. All right, good work. All right, so now let's go into that seated position. We'll just kind of get those hips and lower back going again. Remember, I basically want to form two 90-degree angles here. This knee will be directly in front of my hip. And I'm going to rotate through my spine there a little bit. Long through the spine. Exhale, pull myself down, feel that nice little stretch in that pocket, and then back up. Nice parallel shoulders to the ground. Exhale as I pull myself down and back up. Right. I'm thinking about having the longest spine possible. So like extending through my spine versus like any rounding. Right. Trying to increase, think about kind of bringing your opposite shoulder to the front knee. Right. Big exhale as you pull yourself down. And two more there. Little switcheroo now. Switch legs. Think about having that nice long spine. Shoulders are back and down. Big chest. Breathing out. All right, two more. All right, cool. So now I want you to get a lighter bell. Okay, like the lightest one you have, because you're going to do a little mobility exercise for your upper body. So I take the little guy here. I'm going to flip it, and I'm going to grab it by those handles. Bring it to like your sternum. Be very nice and tall. Right? So I'm going to move it to the side without twisting my torso. Just move the kettlebell. And I'm going to bring it around. Now the bottom of the bell is facing the ground and it's behind my neck. And then I'm going to pull it through. Back to that inverted position.
Okay, but my always stay like the kettlebell always stays like this, right?
Yeah, the bottom of the bell is facing up when it's in front of you. The bottom of the kettlebell is facing the ground when it's behind you. And I'm really just moving the bell. I don't want to move my head, my shoulders, my body. I'm just moving that kettlebell around. Inhale, exhale. Try to keep your head in the same position. Breathe out as you pull it through. Inhale, exhale. Try one more that way, then reverse directions. Breathe out, breathe out. Let it go a little further back. Good. All right. Nice job. Little shake off there. Cool. That's the kettlebell halo. A really good exercise to kind of open up the shoulders. And then also, once it gets a little heavier, it can become a little bit of a strength exercise, but it's a great mobility drill.
Cool.
Okay, so what we're going to do is basically kind of go through the progressions all the way up to swing, and then we'll start some swings. So get a kettlebell for some kettlebell deadlift first. And let's see 10 deadlifts. Just kind of warming up those hamstrings, open your chest, and start backing them out. Nice. sure you're breathing. So I'm going to inhale through my nose on the hinge, exhale as I extend my hips. Good, and relax. Good. And just to kind of warm up your upper body, because you're going to be using your arms a little bit, I want you to go to the top of a push-up position, and you're going to hold a nice, strong plank, okay? So think about your shoulders aligning right over, good. Now press your mid back to the ceiling a little bit. Right, and just hold this position. Elbows are locked. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Little shake off there. Let's try another set of those deads, and let's really emphasize, we want to kind of get those hamstrings a little warmed up here. So I really want to emphasize that hinge, that pushing back through the hips, not so much bending of the knees. Like you didn't do like an egregious violation there, right? You didn't really bend too much, but I want you to stretch your hamstrings. So really emphasize that push back, okay? And really minimize the amount that your knees are bending. Try to get a little lower with a little more control on the way down. Just a little bit more control on the way down. There we go. That's much better. Good squeeze. Brace your abs like you're bracing for a punch. And relax. Good job. Let's hit that plank position again. So I want you to look at my back here really fast. So I don't want to be like here, like kind of my hips are sagging a little bit. I kind of want to push to the ceiling a little and brace my abs. And someone's going to come up and kick you. Right. Tuck that tailbone underneath a little bit. Right. Lean forward. Right about there. Lock out those elbows. Push the earth away. 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Good. Nice job. Shake it off. Okay. Let's see 10 nice strong swings. Right. Nine, 10. Okay. Not bad. Shake it loose a little bit there. So remember the swing. The thing that I'm looking for that's going to really tell me if you got it or not is called the float. And the float is after I snap my hips, the bell is ascending, but my body's not moving anymore. It hits that apex, then gravity takes over, and that's the float up there. So there's a brief moment after you're done working, and then it comes back. That's what I want to see because that's your worked in rest. And you need that because you're going to be doing a lot of reps. So you're going to need a little bit of rest in the actual movement. Okay. So if I'm like this, there's no rest. Right. So emphasize, think about like you're going to jump across the room. Okay. So emphasize that snap of the hips so that the bell detaches from your body. Okay. Think about the quick, hard snap. Less arm lifting and try to find that moment where it's floating in front of you for a brief moment. Lock it out and then be a little bit more patient on waiting for your arms to come to you. Two more. Okay.
Yeah, you know
So,
what? Those last ones, once I start getting fatigued, it's all arms.
yeah. And then you were doing like a little, like, you were
Well,
kind of
yeah,
like
I'm
shifting
trying to
your,
cross.
like, think of your shins from your knee to your ankle. You know, imagine they're in two cement buckets, you know, you're gonna go sleep with the fishes. You're putting your legs in cement buckets and they can't move your shins. So I don't want to swoop
Yeah.
my shins staying in the same position the whole time. Okay? Yeah, and like you said, try not to compensate by lifting with your arms. Just get a hard, powerful snap of the legs. Keep the shins in the same position. Don't let them slide forward when you're bringing it up. Start from the ground. Start from the ground. Start from the ground. See how your shins are rocking?
Yeah.
All right, pause for a moment. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna take. I
I'll
usually
get,
tell people. I usually tell people, don't worry. It takes about 1,000 reps to really get it going. Right. So you haven't done 1,000 reps yet. So it's gonna take a little about that amount of time to really get your flow. Now you weren't doing that in the previous set though. So just make sure that you're not doing this as you extend. Keep the shins exactly where they are and snap the hips. Keep the shins locked. Just move through your hips. Keep your toes down. Keep the toes down. Keep the toes down. A little better. Snap those hips. Feet flat. All right, shake it off a little bit. Little breather. Now I
I'm
saw that you were
trying to.
also.
I don't know if I'm coming not down enough.
So your hinge is okay. Like your hinge is actually not bad. But what you're doing is here, and then you're losing your feet.
Yeah.
So your toes are lifting, and then you're grounding yourself again, and then shooting. It's like you're doing the worm, right? I'm gonna wait. Boom. Shins stay in the same position. I feel the stretch in the hamstrings. I drive through the hips. I don't want to swoop myself forward because then that creates like a wave, and that's going to be very inefficient. Make sure that you wrap your pinky around the bell too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then lean back and settle into your position a little bit more. So kind of settle in. Pull the bell in by squeezing your lats. Pop, pop, pop those hips. Lock them out. A little better here. Come on, give me a little more powerful snap. Keep the feet planted. Better. And relax. Good job. Shake it off a little bit. So we're gonna take one step back, okay, and then we're going to pattern, and then we're gonna come back, okay. So catch your breath, and I want you to go back into the deadlift, okay, using what size bell is that bell?
The smallest one. What is it? 35 pounds.
Okay, that's probably why. Try getting like that 20-pounder or the 20 kilo, which is like the 44-pounder. Yeah, they have the same colors on them, right? Looks like they have the same color.
No, they're different.
Yeah. So
One's like
remember, I
turquoise.
mean, for a big guy, 35 pounds, it's not really that heavy, right?
No, for
So,
sure.
so what
But
happens is that sometimes on lighter weights,
it's hard.
it's harder to do because I'm basically like you lift that with your arms. So it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
fuck that, I don't need to use that, you know? So, but when you have heavier weights, sometimes it forces you to do it correcter.
I got you, man. I
Um,
got
so here, I just want you to go back to a deadlift, and I want you to pay attention to the way that your hips are moving and the position of your shins and how your feet stay flat. So feet flat, shins vertical, move through hips. Just pay attention to those positions. Right. And now you're getting tall. Right.
See, I'm so used to coming down for a squat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, just focus on if I had like a stick in front of your shins, you wouldn't touch it because you're moving through your hips. Right. There we go. Squeeze those glutes. There we go. See? Think about pushing your feet down through the floor to drive up. 2 more. And lock out those legs, something fierce. Bam. There you go. Nice job. Little shake off there. Good. Take a little breather. We'll try that pattern again. That's the pattern. It's essentially the same thing as a swing. I'm keeping those shins vertical. I'm moving through the hips. And I'm using the quick snap, the quick extension of my joints to launch the bell. So I need to squeeze my quads really fierce, and I need to squeeze my butt cheeks really fierce. And that will get me to a tall position using my lower body and not extending through my lower back. Okay, so think about pressing down through the floor.
Okay, now we're doing swings.
Go back to let's say one more time with the deadlift, and then we'll go right back into the swing. I want you to really pay attention to the way your feet feel on the floor and the way that you're moving through your hips. Yeah, and just get tall, don't lean back. Yes, see, that's much better. Good, relax. Better. All right, little breather. Now, do the same thing with the hips and the legs and swing now. And it's the same exact movement that you were just doing. So nothing changes. I don't want to go into sweeping my shins forward. I want to keep my feet flat so I don't feel like I'm rocking forward and backwards.
Give me 1 second.
Yeah, catch your breath. I gotta get my glasses really fast. Right. Squeeze those quads. Pop, pop. There we go. 2 more. Better. Relax.
You're right. The heavy is.
Yeah, I'll force you to do it correctly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
And remember, we talked about how can I express power, right? And if I'm here and I have a little bit of room to push, I'm not going to really be able to push that hard. But if I go full range, now I can push. Same thing with your hips. I don't want to be in these short ranges. I really want to emphasize how far back can I get my hips to feel this. And the reason that is gravity's pulling on that belt constantly. It's pulling down. So if I'm doing these short ranges, it's going to start pulling down and I'll start compensating with my lower back and I'm going to straighten my back. But if I get into those hinges, I'm creating that pendulum where the bell is weightless on both ends. And then I won't straighten my back. So make sure that you're hinging, not hinging. Okay? Like, bam, not okay? So again, so increase the range of your hip hinge. Good setup. Now get those hips back. There we go. Now stand up harder and faster. Keep the shins in the same place. That's better. 10. Relax. Yeah. And relax. Yeah. It does take a little bit of a while because, like, if you think about like strength training in general, let's say like, you're doing like an old school workout. You're just You're never really developing power, which is explosiveness, right? And it's like kind of learning how to drive in first and second gear, but never really going into that third, fourth, fifth gear. It takes a little while to kind of figure out how to express that amount of energy. So just be focusing on that as much as you can. So we're going to move on. You're going to get some good practice anyways with this. So we're going to move on. Now we're going to start the beginnings of the get up. Now the get up is kind of like the complementary part for the swing. So I just talked about how swings are explosive and powerful. Get ups are a little bit more what we call time under tension. So now you're delivering strength over a period of time versus as fast as possible. Okay. And it's like a exercise that has so many benefits, not just for kettlebell training, but for the way your body moves. You're going to increase your mobility. You're going to increase your flexibility. You're going to increase your shoulder strength. There's a lot of big benefits. And it's a total body exercise. It's not just like an upper body exercise. But it is an intricate move. But in reality, if you can do it one way, you can do it the other way, because you're just going to do the movement and then you're going to rewind the tape. It basically comes into three major parts. I'm going to teach you the first part today. Okay, so just watch me for right now. And we'll do it without a weight too. So I'm going to be like, if I was like a starfish here, right? Here's my starfish position. I'm going to kind of go into this half starfish position. Okay. This leg is approximately 45 degrees. Just watch me for right now. Okay. This leg is about 45 degrees away from my body. So here's the thing. I want you to get that leg out as far as possible. So if you like cramp in your hip, that means you're actually probably doing a good job. Okay. This arm runs parallel to this leg. Okay. So now I have this little corridor between my arm and my leg. This leg is bent. So just like you do in your warm-up when you bridge up through your hips, I want you to think, I pretend I have my kettlebell here, that I'm pressing through that foot that's planted. Now you'll notice that I rolled towards you, not sit up. Most people want to do a sit up going this way using their neck and their abs. What I want you to do is to push through your foot so that your glute comes off the ground. This one's on the ground. The long leg one is on the ground, but this leg is foot pushing through the floor and my glute squeezes. I push through here, and then with my arm, I pull. So my elbow and my forearm pull on the ground, and that creates what we call the sit position. Okay? So notice how my chest is facing you, my elbows on the ground, my glutes on the ground, and I have a big open chest. Because I don't want to be slouching. I want to create structure. So I'm pushing through the floor here, and I have a nice broad open chest, and I'm going to come down nice and smooth again. So I initiate the movement by pressing through my foot and pulling through my elbow to roll to my elbow. So here's where most people get messed up. Number one, they try to sit up. So the first thing I should see is your hip move, not your neck. Number two, watch my ribs. If I roll to my ribs, see they're on the ground, and then I try to push myself up, it's a lot harder. What I do is that you'll be able to instantly see light underneath me as I roll up. See that? Look at the difference here.
Yeah.
Versus, okay? And I'm literally pulling my elbow. It doesn't slide, but I use the strength of the traction of my forearm or my elbow on the ground to pull me to that position. Okay? When you're doing the drill for me, I want you to think about I need to roll towards the camera. So if my left leg is on the ground, I'm gonna roll towards the camera. And then if my right leg is on the ground, I'm gonna roll towards the camera. Let's give that a try. So let's get that left leg out, right. And now put your left palm flat on the ground, arm running parallel to your leg. So drop your arm down a little bit. A little more. Good. Think about rolling in between your arm and your leg. Basically roll towards your left heel. So pretend you have your kettlebell. Yeah,
You
put your arm, yep.
Right. Going up, straight up.
Right there. Yeah, keep your shoulders flat on the ground. Shoulders are flat right now. Good. This is your home position. This is your ready position.
Right here. Okay. I have the kettlebell.
Right. And then slide your right heel closer to your butt. I now think push through that right heel and pull through the left elbow and roll towards the camera. Good. Now make a big open chest. Good. Now aim your right hand. Yep. You come back down. Roll back up there again. Brace your abs tight. Good. Now aim your right hand slightly towards your hip. Right. So that you're not in your neck, you're in your lats. Make a big open chest. Good. Push through that left elbow on the floor. So you're creating structure in your body. Now keep your core tight and roll down nice and smooth. Left shoulder, then your right shoulder. Good. Reposition your arm and your leg again. And brace those abs and roll right up to the elbow. Boom. Good. Open your chest, big open chest, and depress your shoulders. Unshrug your shoulders. Nice. And then back down. Beautiful. Now swap your arms, swap your legs. Keep that chunk stiff. So brace your abs. And depress your shoulders. Nice. That's better. One more. Okie dokie. Shake it off a little bit there. Good. Okay. So the only part that you're going to learn now is lifting the elbow off the floor. And that'll be what you learn for today. And you'll start building on that. That's called tall sit. So here, I do what I just did. I roll up here. When I say big chest, what I really mean is that I want you to be long through your spine and just like no slouching, right? Because you're going to have a weight. And if you're slouching, it's going to come down. What I want? Oh, your sister's hopping on. You're going to roll up here. So here, I have this structure. I have this like integrity here. Now, with this arm that's on the floor, palm down, I'm going to extend my tricep and lift it off and down. What I'm going to really try to avoid is like this, my shoulder kind of dumping. So the cue that I say is you're going to squish the bug. I'm going to roll up, open chest. I'm going to extend the elbow. Watch my hand. I'm going to squish that bug. So when I rotate my fingertips backwards, it opens up my chest and pulls my shoulder. And now I'm in tall sit position. Okay? This shin is vertical. Make a big open chest and push through that planted hand. So now my weight's kind of shifting to this hip. Right. This is tall sit. Now, how do I come down? Once again, if I just think about rewinding the tape, so I'm going to unsquish the bug and pull my elbow down and then roll down to my shoulders, right? With good control by bracing my abs. So once again, I roll to my elbow, big open chest, hand is flat. Extend elbow, squish bug, core tight, long spine, shoulders are back and down. Rewind tape, unsquish bug, pull that elbow in a little bit and pull yourself down. Don't fall down. Don't fall down. Pull yourself down and roll. So I want you to do 3 of those in a row on one side. Okay, 3 in a row. Big open chest. Let's get that right shin vertical. So slide your right heel closer to your butt a little bit. Yeah. And when you roll up to the sit position, get your shin back to vertical. Big open chest. Make a big chest. Good. Depress your shoulder. Aim your hand slightly towards your hip because you don't want that bell drifting behind you. Right. Long leg on the left. Whoops. Slow down just a little bit. Roll back to your elbow. Good. Now pause. Pause. Go back up. Go back up. Big open chest. Good. Right shin vertical. Left leg long. Now you have structure. Okay. Now elbow in and pull yourself down nice and smooth. Okay, good. Now switch sides. And remember the arm that's on the ground, I want that to run parallel to my leg. And you'll see why as we move along in a get up. You don't want it behind you because you're going to roll onto your arm. So keep it in that parallel position. Yeah, see, that side's actually way better. Big open chest. Yeah, keep your arm. Don't let it slide back because then you're going to roll onto it once we keep on moving, adding elements to the exercise. That's better. There we go. Right. Shin is vertical. And even as you roll up, you can push through the heel of the right leg here. Push through your heel and keep your leg nice and straight. Nice. Better. Good. Open chest. Okay, cool. All right. Well, the only thing to do now is to load it.
When I use my left arm, then I do my right arm.
What's that?
It feels easier doing it this way than this way.
Yeah, you can see it, and that's okay. You're always going to have one side that's a little bit more cooperative. The idea is that number one, I start with the side that kind of needs to catch up, right?
Yeah.
Even if you're right hand dominant, but your right hand is not as good as your left, usually you stick with the right first, right? To bring it up to speed. I don't really think we ever get 100% symmetry, but at least you can kind of catch up. And then we have our strong side and our stronger side, right? I'm just trying to keep it going. So now with the bell, here's a trick. You have to create stability. You don't want the bell all over the place here. So I always have to think about that shoulder down position and extending my elbow so it creates tension, and the tension will create some stability in my joint. And I want to keep my eyes on it. So the more that I can kind of make that connection with my eyes to the kettlebell, it's going to be easier. If I look at the ground, if I look at my hand or my feet or anything like that, it's going to throw me off.
Yeah.
To get set up so that you don't strain your shoulders, I kind of go into like a fetal position kind of thing here. And I take my hand and I spear the grip of the bell. Close my grip, take my other hand, and I'm not going to try to like arm wrestle it. I'm going to roll to my back. So I use my whole body to bring it with. Imagine that this is a 150-pound kettlebell. So pull it in tight to your body, and then I'm going to press it up with both hands. And now look at my arm really fast. You'll see that my arm is slightly aimed towards my hip. So there's a little bit of an angle towards my hips. Okay, now keep your eyes on the bell. Wrist is straight, work your knuckles to the ceiling. Tricep is locked. Okay, now keep it up. Give me 2 more just like that. Okay, reposition your legs when you get to that sitting position. Okay, so get your shin vertical. Okay, so when you get here, you're kind of like collapsing in here and stuff. So reestablish your position because we're gonna add stuff. So when you're here, maybe collapse, fine, but reposition. Vertical, long, not bent, not collapsed, right?
Gotcha.
Structure. I have structure here because you're gonna end up lifting your body, and if you don't have that, you're gonna lose it. When you're coming down, make sure that the belt doesn't feel like it's going that way. It should be aimed basically to your other heel, but not crossing my spine because it'll fall. So here, and then as I come down, notice the angle of my arm. It's going that way versus this way. Okay? And try to go down slower so you have control. Try it on that side again. So I want you to reestablish your leg position and come down nice and slow. Rotate your pinky to the inside a little bit. Rotate your fist to the inside. Coming down smooth, core tight. Don't let it drift behind you. Aim the bell slightly towards me. Aim your arm towards me a little bit. And rotate your pinky in. So rotate your hand clockwise. Yes, right there. Big open chest. Arm is locked, core is tight. Coming down smooth. One more. Elbow lock.
All right, my shoulders a little bit.
Yeah. So this is why keeping the shoulders packed and using your lats. So if it's here, look at here. If it's here, I'm dangling basically. The bone is not set in my shoulder. I need to depress. So look at the angle of my arms. It's not here.
Yep.
It's more like this. See that angle? It's angled towards my hip so I can keep my shoulder down. It's not even purely vertical. It's aimed towards the hip with that nice 35-degree angle so I can't keep my shoulder blade down and use my lats versus shrugging in the shoulder and like letting it dangle on that soft tissue. That's why it's important to find that position of that bell. So think about aiming it towards your hip and squeezing your armpit. There, that's better. Open chest, shoulders down. Open chest, shoulders down. Good, an elbow lock. One more. Keep your elbow locked, keep your elbow locked, keep your elbow locked. And then coming down. Okay, not so bad. Shake it off and try the other side. Remember, I want to push through my foot and pull through my elbow, not really do like a sit-up at all. Same thing here. Aim the bell slightly towards your hips. Right, so you can feel your armpit muscle turn on. So you can feel your lat turn on. Big open chest. Reposition, shoulder blades down, squeezing the lats. Now, as you roll down, aim it towards your right hip a little bit. Not behind you. Don't let it drift behind you. Aim it towards your right hip. Whoop-ah. You okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just tired.
Yeah, that's the stability part. And, you know, you're not used to balancing 35-pound kettlebells over your head, but you have to make sure that you're using, number one, your arm being locked out and those shoulders packed, and number two, keeping your eyes on the prize there. Don't lose it, because if you lose it, then it'll start dangling all over the place. There we go. Now start to keep that elbow locked and squeeze. Let's try one more. Whoa. Yeah, just a little fatigue, that's all. We'll call it on this one. Use your big muscles. Core tight, arms straight, shoulders packed. That's good. Open up the chest. Find it. Good. Keep your elbow locked the whole time. And coming down. And relax. All right. Good job. Yeah. You just got a little fatigue there.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning.
What do you think, Coach?
Good. I was just gonna say, when you bring the bell down, like don't bring your arm out to the side. Bring it to your chest and then roll over when you're gonna put the bell on the floor. So
I got you.
instead of coming down and going like this, put the bell down bring it here and then roll to your side. You want to
Yeah.
protect your
Now
shoulder.
protect-
You want to get.
For sure. Look at this is like dancing. It takes a little while to get the hips going, but once you get it,
That's exactly, I mean, that's what I tell people all the time. It's like choreography. You just got to learn the steps of the move.
that's it,
But
man.
overall, that's good.
And get
All
my
of the stuff,
uh,
you're learning all the big, chunks. What kettlebell training is really designed around is polishing things and making it to the point where you feel comfortable and you can move and just figuring out the nuances. That's what makes the difference. Like I said, like you have the gross big motor patterns. All we gotta do is refine, and that's where your practice comes into play.
yeah.
So
No,
I'll load up this video, and then in the description of the workout, I'm gonna prescribe how I want you to do the workout. Okay, you can use this as kind of like a guide, but I'll drop like a workout in there to basically kind of teach you how I want you to do it. So you'll do some swings, and then you'll do some elbow. It's called elbow roll to tall sit. And you'll do what you did. 3 repetitions on one side will be a set.
all
So
right,
I'll
cool.
describe it in the description with the video.
I appreciate it, man. Thanks, Sam.
And
All
then you're going to Florida, right? This weekend
Yeah, I leave Friday at like 4.
through Monday.
Tomorrow morning. I want to work
Yeah.
out tomorrow. I don't know if I can work out on Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, that's fine.
So
You come back Monday though, right?
Monday, like in the afternoon.
So do you want to do Tuesday or Wednesday morning, 6?
Let's do Tuesday at 6.
Okay.
I'm not gonna. Well, I'm gonna do some just cardio on Saturday, and then Sunday, and I'm not gonna do anything. Monday, I'll probably not do anything, and then Tuesday morning, we'll continue.
Perfect. Yeah.
Bring your jacket. It's not exactly super warm down here either.
45.
Yeah.
45. Trust me, it's better than 0.
I bet.
Yeah.
All right, man. Good job.
All right, have a good one.
All right. Bye.
Bye.